Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we got to get into what Donald Trump is attempting to do. He is attempting to go over and send U.S. troops to Nigeria. Right now in Nigeria, they are um, unaliving their Christians. Okay. All the more reason why you Nigerians over here, you need to go home. Look like your country needs your help. So what they are doing is slaughtering Christians. Donald Trump made a threat that he would send the US military over there to go in there and make things right. In other words, jump in the situation that's going on over there. You know, this man is always trying to eyeball some war. And the bottom line is, we know what he's doing all of this for. He hopes if he sends the US military over there, they'll be there long enough, through his term so he can justify staying in office. And you know him right now, he's not about to pass up any opportunity. So, you folks over here, you crack me up. All y'all do is talk about how great your country is and how y'all so much better than us and you're smarter than us and you do everything so much better, and your country is in shambles. Your country is falling apart. So I think it might help to be a bit humble and stop boasting about something that actually is never, ever been true. And you're just like what I've seen over in Cuba. Your countries look awful. And then you come over here trying to talk about the hood. No, the hood looks better than those places overseas. It does. So, anyway, let's get into this, y'all. I don't want to see our young people go into war. I really don't. What's going over there? There's no reason why Nigeria cannot settle that situation over there on their own. But, you got a billion people sitting on top of that continent. You mean to tell me people or a nation within Africa can't go into Nigeria to help them out with that situation? Somebody all the way over here from the US got to go in there and help them? It just sounds stupid to me. You got how many countries over there, and y'all can't get together and run the people out that's harming the Christians in Nigeria? Something is definitely wrong, and it's not us. But let's get into this story, y'all. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. And didn't they say they don't need us? When they're putting us down, don't they say that they don't need us? Oh, okay, then you should not be calling on anybody from over here to help you then, right? Y'all got all those nations. You mean to tell me Nigeria don't have a good relationship with any other nation in Africa? Y'all don't get along with nobody? I'm just saying. All right, y'all. Thank you for the ones. Let's get into it.
At this hour, Donald Trump has ordered the Department of Defense to prepare for war in Nigeria, saying that the United States may soon go in, quote, guns blazing. Donald Trump has been very upset about anti-Christian bias in Nigeria. In a new Truth Social post, Trump writes that he has ordered his Department of Defense to prepare for action in Nigeria. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the United States of America will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country guns a-blazing. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action, warning the Nigerian government better move fast. So we may have possible war in the southern Caribbean, in Venezuela, along with possible war now in Africa. I will continue to provide you updates every step of the way, so make sure to subscribe to my Substack link in bio to support my work. Follow along for more. And let me just tell you something. The anti-war president is about to start not one, but two wars with the United States military involved.
President Trump tonight is threatening to take action against Nigeria for what he says is the persecution and killing of Christians. In a post on Truth Social, the president said he has ordered the Pentagon to begin planning for a possible military action. Trump warned he will also, quote, immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. Nigeria's president says his country is not religiously intolerant.
Troops may be sent to Nigeria, Africa. Trump has instructed the Department of War for possible action against Nigeria because over the alleged killings of Christians. Trump states this, that Nigeria, Africa would not be getting any more aid from U.S. if more Christians in Nigeria are unalived. However, President Tinubu states this, that the citizens of Nigeria has religious freedoms and there's no need for the military to come to Nigeria. However, several spokesmen has said that they will allow U.S. to come to assist with this matter. Do y'all think Trump is overthrowing his power? As a Christian, I would think it's unfair to be unalive because of my religion. My name is Tiffany. I lost 150 pounds in 2.5 years, and I also report different news topics as such today. Tap in.
Take note. This is the genocide of people that were killed. Mandu, Christopher, that's 402. Garba Danjuma, he moved down to round up to 501. Apart from this list that are here, there are many. Only vultures that were dragged. But in the villages, Boko Haram have taken over the villages. Once you're a Christian, you can only be a Christian by serving them as slaves in the local government. Did you bring them to this genocide ground? Remo, Amokari, why didn't you bring them to Plateau to come and see this place? Are they not people? All are Christians. And you come out and tell me that there's also genocide. The even Muslim have been to shower down, to wash down, that Christians have been killed.
It don't happen just within 12 hours. Trump don't update his plans on Nigeria. No. Look at this. He just dropped this now. If the Nigeria government, this is too tiny. I don't copy everything, rearrange them word by word. We'll read that together. If the Nigeria government continues to allow the killing of Christians, this an update to after he don't put Nigeria as a country of particular concern. He could drop this one to allow the killings of Christians. The U.S. will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country. They say they want. Why they laugh now? Because of this one, I'm sorry. This is a serious matter. He said they are ready to enter the disgraced country. That is U.S. military. Guns are blazing, meaning they are ready to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Trump is saying they go enter Nigeria, U.S. military. Say he don't inform the Department of War, not even inform. Instruct as commander-in-chief. He don't instruct the army, Department of War. Before all this, they don't get a lot of intelligence reports. US, they know what they go for your liver. Remember, say they get embassy for Nigeria. And that their embassy, not like their mini intelligence unit where they monitor country. They see everything. In that same US embassy, FBI they there, CIA they there, they many for there, they monitor. So they know everything. Whatever the reason, some people say, hey, they are disguising, whatever. No, say, before Trump, when they make this type of public announcement, just within 12 hours, don't talk another thing. No, say, They don't see something, they won't do something, or they are sending real warning. I am hereby instructing I am using this to instruct our Department of War. So, remember, say when he first announced Nigeria as a country of particular concern, he said something. He said, I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. Look at this. But that is the list of it. I mentioned this in my previous video. Is a list. This country of particular concern is a list. So if the allies say they want to use Nigeria as a base to attack Burkina Faso and other countries, but now you give reason to use your country. If you do the right thing, who go call your country, call you them. So I say, the actions in America concerning this, because if they ginger Trump, they do more. Look at this person. I saw 1.7 million followers per 10 cents. Look at what he said. The killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and anywhere.
Y'all, I put this in there on purpose. You know why? Because Nigerians are always bragging about speaking more than one language, right? What's the point in speaking more than one language when nobody can understand your ass? Okay. What's the point in speaking more than one damn language and nobody can understand a word you're saying? Okay, but let's go on.
Must end immediately. The Department of War is preparing for action. Either the Nigerian government protects Christians.
Trump has released the second warning to the Nigerian government. This time around, he said, in fact, he told Tinubu that he is giving him a very short time, that if he doesn't act fast, that the US is bringing in the military down to Nigeria. And when they attack, it is going to be fast, sweet, and clear. Now, listen to the statement Trump made this night. He said, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killings of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country. That is, and may very well go into that now disgraced country. Jesus. Guns are blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thug attack our cherry Christians. Warnings: the Nigerian government better move fast. Let me read it again. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killings of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country. Guns are blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attacked our cherished Christians. Warning: Nigerian government better move fast. Let me make this thing clear. Donald Trump, whenever he makes a statement, see, the guy does not carry out he doesn't make any empty threats. Let me make it clear. Donald Trump's words and actions go line by line, and sometimes his action go ahead of his words. So you can see him acting before talking. Sometimes that's who he is. He has proven it before. When one of Americans was kidnapped in Nigeria, when he came to rescue the person, nobody knew until the military that rescued them returned to America. Recently, he went into Iran to bomb Fordo and other nuclear sites. And nobody knew until they did it the following day. They made announcements. So if Trump is making this kind of threats, just know that Trump is very close. Now, let's look at what this means to Nigeria. He said the Department of War should get ready for possible action. Department of War? With who? Okay. Now, they are not coming to fight war against Nigeria. They are coming to fight war against the terrorists, Islamic terrorists that are in Nigeria, like the Fulanis who are slaughtering people in the north, or the Boko Harams in the northwest, or the northeast, I don't know, in the north there. Now, if Trump is saying they are coming in to wipe out, what it means is similar to what they did in Afghanistan. Go and read what happened in Afghanistan. When they got there, they spent about 20-something years before leaving. So if Trump decides to come into Nigeria to fight our terrorists, remember, terrorists is like a network. So it is not something you can end in a day. In fact, you can't end it. So if they come in, they might have reasons to stay longer and longer and continue to prolong their stay. Before you know it, they will have a settlement, they will have a military base, they will have, a military. And remember, the most shocking part of the whole thing is that when they come, they will not be sharing security information with us. They will not be sharing coordinates or whatever. And they won't be sharing any information with Nigeria, because now they are not coming based on our own collaboration. They are coming on their own solution. They are coming to act based on their own determination and decision. And so they will not share any military information with Nigeria. No intelligence will be shared with Nigeria. So even if they come and they are doing something else alongside what they are doing and whatever, you no go know, I no go know. And they no born you where may you tell US government where they won't go. If they decide to work in Aso Rock, no, you can't stop them. I'm sorry, but you can't. If they decide to work anywhere of their choice, you cannot stop them. You want to go and call Russia to come and help you, or China to come and help you? Sorry, my brother. Those ones too, they are still struggling to survive. It is only America that has time for problem. China is busy with business. Russia is busy with Ukraine. So we are on our own. You understand?
President Trump is threatening to go to war on Nigeria a day after designating the West African nation a country of particular concern over the killings of thousands of Christians there. Stephanie Bennett is live in London with more on this. Stephanie.
Hey, John. Yeah, the president has been very vocal in the last 24 hours on Truth Social. I want to read you just a couple excerpts of one that came out 5 minutes ago. The president said, quote, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killings of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now, quote, disgraced country, guns a-blazing, he says. He is then hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. And he also says in that post, warning the Nigeria government better move fast. Now, yesterday, the president posted also on Truth Social announcing that he was going to put this country as a country of particular concern, saying something must be done. He's now asking Congressman Riley Moore, Chairman Tom Cole, and the House Appropriations Committee to look into it and to report back.
I think this is going to make a huge difference, and we're going to get right to work on this and get to the bottom of what's happening and give President Trump a full menu of options that we can use to try to stop these killings.
Yeah, and Moore says there's about 15 possible options, including suspension of security assistance and targeted sanctions. Nigeria is, of course, considered one of the most dangerous places in the world to be a Christian, according to the well-regulated Open Doors International Group. Over the years, thousands of Christians have been killed in churches, schools, and entire villages have been burned. Some even brand it a genocide. The Nigerian government vowed today to keep fighting violent extremism and said it hoped Washington would remain a close ally. But some analysts blame the country's inability to protect its citizens over that wide spectrum of armed groups that operate across the country, including Boko Haram.
I think fundamentally Nigeria is a failed state. Corruption is simply out of control. So are the kinds of resources that should be there. It is a major exporter of oil, so it should be a rich country, but a lot of it gets diverted through corruption. So they don't have the resources in order to provide their security forces what they need in order to fight back.
And in order to combat this issue, earlier this year, Washington approved $346 million in arms for Nigeria. Back to you, John.
All right.
So did you guys hear that Trump wants to get the U.S. military involved in Nigeria for the treatment of Christians over there? So, okay, my thing is, why can't Trump just bring the Christians over here to America like they did with the Afrikaners instead of getting into a war? Like, why do we have to be violent? Just bring them here. Oh, wait, they're not the right skin color.
Donald Trump just threatened to send the U.S. to war with Nigeria as he appears to be completely losing it. Now, if you missed it yesterday, Donald Trump called Nigeria a country of particular interest, as he suggests that Christians that live there are the targets of attacks. Well, today he followed that up with a deranged Truth Social post where he says if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns ablazing, to completely wipe out those who are committing these acts. Yeah, the President of the United States just threatened to send the country to war via Truth Social post. This is the act of a deranged person. Either that or he's trying to distract us from an absolutely crumbling economy. Or maybe he feels like he wasn't getting enough attention today, and so he posts this so he can get his fix. Either way, in my opinion, Donald Trump appears to be losing it, and the people around him have to step in. They have to come forward and say something, and it's time for the 25th Amendment.
Well, there might be war with Nigeria on the horizon here. President Donald J. Trump has said that if the Nigerian government doesn't start protecting Christians from these extremists that keep killing them, then Donald Trump says the U.S. might have to step in guns a-blazing to make the problem stop. What do y'all think about that? Do you think it might come to that where the USA might invade Nigeria to protect Nigerian Christians from hostile forces?
Hey, I lost my mic again. But hey, Trump is giving Nigeria a warning. Like, if y'all don't stop what's going on over there, you know, the government, if y'all don't stop what's going over there in Nigeria where y'all are slaughtering Christians, we're going to stop sending y'all all kinds of shit. We're going to stop sending y'all aid, all that, you know, aid, assistance. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to chill out before y'all fuck around and find out. Right? Trump was like, yo, it's going to be like, if y'all don't do this shit, man, I'm gonna order the War Department and we gonna come in there and it's gonna be swift and smooth and we gonna basically fuck y'all up. Yo, Trump don't be fucking around. You see what's going on in Venezuela, man. He ready to, man. It's like Trump is bullying the bullies. You feel me? You know, you got these groups of these factions of these organizations like, you know, the cartels, and now you got these Islamic groups as bullying the Christians, you know, to basically terrorists. And man, he bullying these motherfuckers. You know, he like, yo, if y'all don't chill out in Nigeria, you know, I'm gonna have to intervene in that, because like, y'all shouldn't be slaughtering people like this, or y'all shouldn't be letting this go down like this. You know, unaliving people because of a certain group that they identify with. Like, come on now. We're in 2025. Y'all still doing this shit? This has been going on in Nigeria for a long time, too. Like, this didn't just start. Like, shit, they did movies on this. Like, it was a movie starring Bruce Willis. It was called Tears of the Sun. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was based in what was going on in Nigeria with the ethnic cleansing, and they just getting rid of, unaliving all these people because of what they were or what they was considered. But yeah, man, Trump ain't fucking around. He gave them a huge warning. Like, y'all better move fast, or else I'ma handle it.
When a world leader says he might invade your country to save your people, how does that make you feel as a Nigerian? Let's talk about that. In the heart of Nigeria's many crises, from bandit raids to Boko Haram terror to farmer-header clashes, We've seen bloodsheds, displacements, and fear across regions and religions. And now, a statement by Donald Trump suggesting a Christian genocide in Nigeria, with threats of US military action if the government doesn't act. The question is this really about Christians only? Or is there a deeper game at play? Now, Trump claimed Nigeria's Christians face an existential threat, said he was ready to go guns a-blazing if the unaliving continues. His words hit hard. He said, if Nigeria's government continues to allow the unaliving of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aids and may very well go in guns a-blazing. And on the flip side, the Nigerian government under Bola Ahmed Tinubu responded immediately. They said, the characterization of Nigeria as a religiously intolerant country does not reflect our national reality. Our administration is committed to protecting citizens of all faiths. So, which version holds more truth? Yes, many Christian communities have been attacked. It's a fact. But experts cautioned, the violence in Nigeria is not only religious. Over 90% of victims of certain groups are Muslims living in the north. And many attacks cut across religions, ethnicity, and regions. And when narratives label one group as the only victim, we risk ignoring the majority, the many communities left out of the spotlight, and we risk being manipulated. This increased focus between US and Nigeria is happening at a time when Nigeria is becoming an oil exporting powerhouse, expanding its strategic, value. And when Dangote Refinery just announced that they are planning to increase their production from 650,000 barrels per day to 1.5 million barrels per day. The Christian genocide narrative escalated after high-level visits, diplomatic shifts, and media campaigns. A potential military mission and cutting of aid raises the stakes for Nigeria's sovereignty, for its security forces, and for ordinary people trying to live. If you are chairing a foreign military, rescue, ask yourself, when the bombs fall, will you hold a sign that reads, I'm a Christian and therefore I'm safe or I'm exempted? Let's demand real security, not just for one group, but for every Nigerian. Let's ask, are our leaders protecting us all or choosing sides? Nigerians, regardless of faith, deserve electrified homes, safe roads, fair livelihood, and respect, not external threats masquerading as salvation. So, here's your moment of reflection. If next week, jets fly over Nigeria and bombs target escape routes, guns are blazing, will we say, I'm a Christian, they will protect me? Or will we say, we all are Nigerians and this affects us all? Because the truth is, this is not about saving Christians. It's not about one religion. It's about power. It's about narrative. It's about who controls your security and who decides your fate. If you believe someone else will fight your war, you've already lost it. Be aware, be engaged, because external saviors often arrive with their own agendas. And what you wish for could be more than what you bargain for. This is Mr. Abdul Reacts.
Did President Trump just threaten the Nigerian government with the U.S. military? Oh my goodness. Look at what he posted today.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet. Just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians, warning the Nigerian government better move fast. What do you think? Is the Nigerian government going to act or Trump is going to attack? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Well, my question is, what is the Nigerian president doing? They got a president. So what is he doing to stop this from happening? I mean, I understand people want to go in there and help, but why? What is the Nigerian president doing about it? Just sitting there? So I don't know, but I did read that some of the Nigerians are upset because they feel he's not taking a strong enough stand against what's going on. So that's an internal problem. That means you need to fix what's wrong within your country. You know, I think that, I don't think anybody should get killed over their religious affiliation. I don't think that's a reason to kill anybody. But then on the other hand, I have to ask, what are the neighboring countries doing? I mean, y'all are surrounded by other nations. What are they doing? Africa is a very large continent. It's too large for you to even need outside help. You should have all the help within the continent. That never makes sense to me. But I don't know. Maybe it's just too much Western influence up in there. Mhm. But it's just kind of an oxymoron for y'all to run around here talking about how smart you are, but when it comes down to your own country, you're not running it with intelligence. I mean, you don't seem to be protecting each other with intelligence. So what's going on? What's going on over there? Oh, they got more than gold. They got a lot of resources. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll show you the list. They got African nations don't just have oil, though, because to be honest with you, the entire continent sits on oil, the whole thing. So they got more than that. They got gold and minerals and other resources up in there too. They got way more than just oil. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, the European nations carved that place up and stole all the resources they could get their hands on. But when things go down, you notice they don't step up and go in there and try to stop stuff. Mhm. And plus Nigeria is relatively large and they have a big population up in there. Yeah, well, Donald Trump got way too much confidence, Danielle, and you can't fight everybody, especially all at once. And the US military, it can't be stretched that thin, doing all these little skirmishes. Oh, you're doing one in Venezuela, and now you're going to go in Nigeria. Then you're going to go after Burkina Faso. And then, you can't do all these little mini wars all over the place because you're stretching everybody thin. And that's not good to do to your military. Yes, they do. Don't they, correct me if I'm wrong, Bert, Don't Nigeria have a floating slum? Can anybody check that out? I believe they got what's called a floating slum. Am I right? I think I heard something about that years ago. They got a floating slum where they literally don't have any streets. Everybody got boats and got to get around. But yes, it's called a floating slum. I kid you not, Danielle. It's called a floating slum. And they have no streets. The slum area in Nigeria has no streets. And they get around on boats. Mm-hmm. I think it's called Makoko. Am I right? Makoko? No, I kid you not, Danielle. Look it up. I am dead serious. They got a floating slum. And I believe it's called Makoko. And it's very dangerous from what I understand. It's very dangerous up in there. Mhm. And it's not little. It's a large, relatively large slum too. You know, this floating slum is pretty large. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it's more than a lot of floating trash. You got to really it's probably some videos on YouTube. You know, when we get done, check out the videos on it. And I'm sure they got aerial shots of it. But I've seen it. It was years ago. And I remember because that was the first time I ever heard of a floating slum. But Nigeria got a floating slum. They really do. So y'all, yeah, you know, I just don't want to see our young people getting in all these fights because this is not good. This is how our young people get taken out. And no matter how much we don't want to touch the military, we all got family or we know somebody that's in the military that's tied to our community. Cap, thank you so much for the super chat. We are Akatas to Nigerians. So, what does Trump's decision matter to Black Americans? Nigerians portray themselves as the turncoats. Yeah, well, they're sure not that friendly when they're over here with us. That's for sure. Thank you for the super chat and support from my channel. So, y'all, I am working on the botana oil, butter, and edge control. I mean, edge growth butter. And all of them will be posted today. So, you know, I know people have been waiting for me to repost. All of it's going to be reposted today. So, if you are looking for those products, you will be able to get them. So, y'all, I got one more live coming up at 3:45, and I'm going to be addressing this white pastor that talked about it, you know, slavery was okay, and he doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. And I will set the record straight on that. So I will see you all at 3:45. If not, have a wonderful day. Shalom, family.